Alright, let's get into this. My first opinion is that you don't have to like all your faves songs. And I know that this isn't a super unpopular opinion. There's a lot of people who've been saying this in this sort of video, but I think it's really important to say. And it just makes me really angry when people say, like, if you don't love all their songs, you're not a true fan. Because I am a fan, and obviously if you like all of one band's songs, that's amazing. And actually, you know, if they are your fave, you probably will like most of their songs. But I think it's also just totally fine to say songs that you don't like. It's good to give feedback to artists so that they're making music that they want to make and also music that their fans will like. If you don't like all the songs on your fave's album, you shouldn't feel bad, and you should voice that opinion because they probably want to hear if you liked the album or not. My second unpopular opinion is that people put way too much emphasis on YouTube views. I get that it's really exciting when your fave gets like 20 million views in the first 24 hours, but I think it's a little unnecessary for people just to stream, to use up their entire day and just watch the video over and over and over and over. And it just seems kind of stupid for people to care that much about whether their fave gets like 10 million views versus 20 million views in the first week. And while I totally understand why it's super exciting, I think that maybe if everyone just stopped putting all that emphasis on the YouTube views, then people could actually spend more time listening to the songs and enjoying them rather than just trying to stream them. My third unpopular opinion, and this one will probably be pretty controversial, is that some people don't get lines for a reason. The main people I can think of on the spot here would be Sehun from EXO, Jin from BTS, and June from 17. They're all known for not having as many lines as the other members, and if you really listen to their voice, I think there's a reason. When these people do live performances, it's not as good, and in the studio it probably takes longer for them to record. Usually, if people do get less lines, it's because they're a dancer or they're more of a visual, and as sad as that is, it does make sense when there are better vocalists in the group. My next opinion is that I'm not sick of tropical house. Tropical house is a music genre. It's generally very summery, it's tropical sounding, as you'd expect, but a lot of people nowadays are saying that too many groups are using this. And while I do kind of agree with that, I also think that it's a really great genre, and a lot of groups are putting out really fantastic work that is tropical house. I'll put some examples on the screen that you should check out, but overall I think it's just a really good genre. Okay, so next up, I think that old K-pop fans can be just as annoying as new K-pop fans. Generally, I would hope that everyone could just get along. I'm a huge fan of basically all years of K-pop, but I find a lot of old fans will say stuff like, the new groups aren't original, they don't make good music, K-pop has gotten bad, and then the new fans will trash on the old artists saying, they didn't do anything, they didn't make any good music, here are my favorite group's achievements, and look at the old groups, they're nothing. And honestly, I have a huge problem with both of those opinions. I really think that it's good to just respect everyone and respect everyone's hard work in the industry because it is really hard. And if you can't do that, maybe just try to educate yourself more and try to put yourself in the other person's shoes. Though that's much easier said than done. So this is totally just my personal preference, but I don't really like Latin influence on K-pop songs. Especially recently, there's been a bunch of big songs that have had Latin influence, such as Lo Siento and Airplane Part 2, but I just haven't really been a fan, and that totally comes down to just the music that I like to listen to. And I think it's great that K-pop is including all these new languages and ethnicities, but at the same time, just not really my cup of tea. This isn't really a controversial opinion as much as it is just unpopular, but I think that out of all of the entertainment companies, Cube has had the best debuts of all time. Like, all of them are amazing songs, from 4 Minutes, Hot Issue, B2B, Insane. CLC's Pepe, which is one of my favorite songs ever, Pentagon's Gorilla, and just recently Idol's La Ta Ta.
La Ta Ta.
I just think that they've all been fantastic. So huge props to Cube, and SM, take some notes. On the topic of Cube, CLC has been getting a lot of fame recently for their songs Hobgoblin and Black Dress. And while those are amazing songs, CLC also releases a lot of mellower songs like Distance and Where Are You? And those songs are just absolutely gorgeous. They show off the girls' singing talent, and they're really just amazing. I guess I just wish they got more credit for songs like that. I absolutely can't stand the bass drop in Coco Bop. I actually really like all of the song except for the bass drop. So I listened to a version with the bass drop edited out, which I highly recommend you guys do. I think that maybe it's just too sudden, and it's a very intense drop. So I think because the rest of the song is sort of mellower, I just prefer not to have that intense drop in such a kind of light, summery song. But a lot of people seem to like it, and I just wanted to get it out there. I really want to like Luna so badly, but I just don't like their songs really. I've actually been following Luna since I think Cherry was announced, but for every comeback since, I've gotten super excited, and I always want to know who the new member is. I love their concept about announcing members and everyone having their own songs, but every time I just get kind of disappointed because I just really don't like their songs, even though their concept is so cool. I do actually like some of their songs. It's just that as a whole, I haven't liked their songs as much as I wish I had, though I'm still very excited for their debut. Finally, I don't think any group is overhyped. There's a lot of really big groups, but I think all of them deserve their fame. For example, Blackpink may only have 9 songs, but they have done a lot of other things to make them become famous. Though obviously Big 3 privilege has helped them a little bit. Honestly, I think it's best just to accept all groups and acknowledge that all groups have worked hard in the difficult industry.